Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Wake up, Link.
This is a very mysterious place, Aonuma-san.
ちょっと神秘的な場所ですけれども。
そうですね。ゼルダの当たり前見直して言いながら、いつもと同じような目覚めるシーンから始まってますけどね。
I've talked about breaking the conventions of Zelda, but Link does start by waking up.
Keep that rooted in the tradition.
伝統を守るという感じでいいんじゃないでしょうか。
ただまあ本当にミステリアスな、ね、場所で、不思議な感じですよね。
This really is a mysterious place, and it's kind of very
That is a Sheikah slate. Take it. It will help guide you after your long slumber.
So here we see the introduction of a very mysterious item.
神秘的なアイテムが出てきましたが。
ゼルダって今まで剣と魔法のね、その世界だったんですけど、今回はこんな何か新しいテクノロジーのような感じですね。
So in the past series, we've used swords and magic, but this time around, we introduced technology.
I know a lot of people are going to be so excited to see how that plays out in this game because that's such a great new wrinkle to add to the Zelda franchise.
シーガーストーンがどんな感じでゲームで使われるのかっていうのをファンの皆さんが期待してると思います。
でもやっぱり宝箱を開けるんです。
And he's going to start by opening the treasure box.
宝箱から出てきたのは服なんですね。
These are clothing items that he can wear.
リンク今まで裸同然でしたから。
Link was pretty much naked.
これ裸でもできるけどね。
So Bill, you can actually play this nude too if you want.
Not quite my style.
僕のスタイルではないのに遠慮しておきます。
はい、OK です。
That would also make you very vulnerable to enemies, just so you know.
で、敵にもちょっとそれで防備力が下がってしまう。
That will show you the way.
And so we see here one of the functionalities of the Sheikah slate is activating
これがシーカーストーンの
this pedestal
機能の一つです。
and opening this door here.
So it starts.
Link, you are the light. Our light. That must shine upon Hyrule once again. Now go.
画面にジャンプっていうふうに書かれてます。今回ね、初めてボタンでジャンプするようになりました。
So as you can see on the screen, it says jump. Now Link can jump for the first time.
そのジャンプはああやって壁を登るためなんですね。
And the jump is for him to climb up the wall.
Now we see the subtitle on screen. Perhaps this would be a good time for Aonuma-san to talk about that a little bit.
サブタイトルが画面に出てきましたけども、これについてちょっとご説明いただけますか。
ゼルダってね、今までアイテム名とかキャラクター名がサブタイトルにつくことが多かったんですけど、今回はね、この世界そのものの名前ですよね。
So in the previous titles, we used character names and item names as subtitles, but this time around, we wanted to we wanted to showcase the world of Zelda.
And I think, especially from that sweeping panoramic shot right there, we see how much of a character the world is, how much of a presence the world is in this. And I know, hearing some of the iterations of possibilities for the subtitle, and you know, I remember the moment when I first heard Breath of the Wild, and it was just like, oh, that's it, that's the right one. It felt so right with in tune with the nature and the sort of expansiveness of this world.
このゲームの背景を見たり、その自然の要素っていうのを見ていると、初めてそのサブタイトルを伺った時に、もうこれがもうぴったり合うっていうふうに感じました。
はい、こうやってね、どんどんね、壁とか山とか登っていけるんですね。
So Link can climb the mountain or the wall, just like you said, you saw here.
で、横に緑色のゲージがありますけど、頑張りゲージって言って、あれが続く限り登っていけるわけです。
So that is the green, you see the green gauge on the left. That's the stamina gauge, and you can kind of see how much you can climb by that gauge.
で、世界にこうやっていろんなものをね、どんどん手に入れることができるわけ。
And then there's a lot of items scattered all around the world, and you can take those, you can pick those up.
で、任天堂といえば。
And then, as Nintendo, we of course have to have this item right here, mushrooms.
We love our mushrooms.
このキノコは大きくなったりしませんけど。
This mushroom is not going to make Link any bigger.
Good to know.
はい。で、大きな岩とかもね、落ちたりいろいろしてこうやってその世界にあるいろんなものにリンクがいろいろアクションできるんですね。
So as you can see, Link can push off big rocks down the hill. He can use all these little items and elements and incorporate it into gameplay.
See already Bill doing some gathering, a lot of climbing here. And already there's this sense of you're just thrown into this world of exploration right off the bat.
Head for the point marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
誰かに呼ばれますよね。
Somebody's calling you, Bill.
So here we get our first look at the map. This circular area here being the extent of the E3 demo that we're showing. This is a high plateau in the center of Hyrule. We'll give you just a sneak peek of how big that is, but I think you'll get to see a better look at the scale of the world later on today.
ハイラルの真ん中に位置しているE3 バージョンで見れるマップは後でまた別の機会にお見せしましょう。
Oh, I got a baked apple.
焼きリンゴですね。
怒られちゃいました。
No, you took a baked apple.
He scolded you.
Oh. Now, who is this gentleman, Mr. Aonuma? Would you like to share with people?
この男性は誰なんでしょうか。ご説明いただけますか。
不思議ですね。
He's kind of myserious looking.
ね、一番最初のゼルダで出会ったのもこういうローズでしたよね。
And in the first of the series, I think you met a guy like this.
He says this is the Great Plateau, and he describes it as the birthplace of the Kingdom of Hyrule.
ハイラル王国の誕生の地、始まりの大地という。
もうちょっとなんか遺跡のような感じになってしまって神殿ですね。
So you can see the temple that's very worn down.
Yes, he says the kingdom is in a state of decay.
なんか王国がちょっと崩壊しているっていう。
So I picked up a tree branch earlier. Currently, it's all I have for a weapon, but you can see very quickly the things that I can do with a tree branch.
さっき枝をピックアップしたんですけども、これが唯一の今持ってる武器なんだけども、結構いろんなことができる。
そうですね。
And I can.
いろんなことできますけど、そんなにいろいろ火つけたら大変なことになりますよ。
You can do a lot of things, but you can't just set everything on fire.
Right. I think we've just seen a window into Bill's play style.
ビルのプレイスタイルが今ちょっと垣間見れましたね。
I picked up an axe, and so I can also swap my weapons out. So I'll switch over to the axe. The axe is great because I can chop down trees if I want to get to some
木を
apples,
切り倒してリンゴを取った
Use all the
り
resources.
right? I can even chop the logs that I've
作ったり
cut to get firewood, which I can later use to set a campfire.
丁寧に全部こう紐で巻いてあるってすごいですよね。
So it's very nice, neatly bundled up already for you.
It's amazing.
Convenient. Yeah, I think honestly, first time I got my hands on the realm, I spent the first 20 minutes like chopping down trees and climbing trees. That's all I did.
初めこのゲームを初めてプレイした時にとりあえずもうなんか木を切り倒したり木登ったりすることに集中してました。
はい。
I've always been a big fan of the Koroks.
コロッケね。この子たちはね、この世界の至る所にこう隠れてるんですよ。
So these guys are actually hiding everywhere in the world here.
Oh, what do we have there?
あれ
Hanuman-san, it looks like I've already come across the Master Sword.
見つかったか。
Maybe you found it.
見つかってしまったか。
Did you get it already? Did you find it?
あ、まずい。
Oh,
残念でした。
no.
Sorry.
こんなところにね、そんな重要なものが置いてあるわけないです
Yeah,
よ。
there's no way I'm going to play something that important here.
That would be the ultimate in breaking with the Zelda conventions.
それはなんかゼルダの当たり前を見直すっていうのの一番
Now I do need a shield, so I think I'm gonna run up this way. As you can see, the world is open to me. I can go any direction that I want, but I'm gonna run up here through the grass. I have a sword, so perhaps I should cut some grass.
草を切って
But nothing's coming out.
でも何も出てきません。
これさ、もうリンクはダメージ受けたらどうやって回復するんだって話ですよね。
So I guess you want to know how Link can get life
はい。じゃあちょっと敵と
after
戦って
getting
み
a
ましょう。
damage. So let's try fighting some of these enemies.
Bill has stumbled onto a goblin camp here.
Oh,
Gonna dispatch them with some extreme prejudice here, I think.
there we go. It's not much of a shield, but I've got a pot lid.
とりあえずシールドをゲットしました。
Uh-oh. Oh, he's taunting me. Oh no, I'm gonna need some health here in a bit.
No. And his sword broke, so.
壊れちゃいましたね。
Uh-oh.
Oh, your shield broke.
Oh,
there's the
I
shield.
stole his spear.
今回ね、リンクが持ってる武器はね、使ってるうちに壊れちゃうんですよ。
So for this title, the weapons that Link have actually will break as he uses them.
で今ビルも敵からこうやって武器を奪いましたけど、こうやってねどんどん強い敵倒して強い武器を手に入れるっていうそういうサイクルでこのゲームは進みますね。
So the cycle of this game is that you go into a battle with enemies and then you take their weapons and then so you can use them as your own.
So perhaps we'll head down and check out some of these ruins.
ビルハートなくなっちゃったじゃない？
Oh,
回復
yes.
しなきゃ。
Your heart's getting a little lower, Bill.
ハートをどうやったら回復できるかというと、
So let's
そ
see
の
how you
キノ
can.
コを取ってましたけど、その下にハートのマーク見えますよね。
So you can see that little heart icon on the
これはハー
mushroom,
トが半分回復することを指してます。
and then it shows that you can get half of the heart back if you
で
need it.
今回はね草を切ってハートで回復するんではなくてリンクは物を食べて回復します。
So this time around, you're not going to find any hearts in the grass, but you're going to be eating these food items, and you can get your energy, stamina back up.
Using that way to replenish your health. I love that notion of really having to take advantage of the resources in the world with grabbing the weapons we were talking about. You know, you're getting those from enemies, you're finding them in certain places, and then using the food as this resource to keep your health up is also really interesting. It's a lot of fun.
周りにある武器だ
last time I found this temple, I tried to climb up the other side where there's no ladder, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
fell and I died.
Yeah,
Do you feel
I
that, like-
didn't know there's another needle.
You did that and you felt so proud of yourself.
Yeah, I did.
And it was only later you walked around. It's like, oh, ladder.
Yeah, well, the game encourages you to climb. What can I say? I figured I was doing the right thing.
Have to be careful.
Steady.
No!
We already had Bill set himself on fire.
That
It's
is
all right.
true.
Even
Yeah,
if you punch
yeah,
your
yeah,
death,
yeah.
I don't think it's.
Does that mean
I don't
we
think
have
it's a
to
bad
ramp
thing.
it up now? We're just gonna, we have to beat him, I think, on the glorious death front.
All right, then I'm just gonna go up.
Challenge
I think
accepted.
ooh, this is my favorite moment. When I go up to the peak, I can actually see the sun coming up.
Yeah,
That's
it's kind of
so
scary actually how many
amazing.
times I've done that playing early builds of this game where you just sort of you want to get to high spaces so you can just look around different times of day, different weather. You know, it just
Oh, yeah.
the scenery is so fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Just
interesting how much it changes,
amazing
and especially
look.
here since we don't have any control as we're showing this game off to what the weather's going to do. So it's nice right now that we've got a good scene to show people, but
A little
it could just
foggy.
easily be raining and
So since
Sounds
this is an
terrible.
exploration segment, I kind of want to try to explore a lot, and I'm going to try to head toward the highest peak in this plateau, which I think is that thing. So
Yes.
I'm going to use the scope. You see, so using the scope, you can actually pin things, so you can see where you're heading toward. So right now right here, and I'm trying to go to the Mount Hylia, the highest peak on this plateau we're on.
I suppose you're thinking this is just the plateau that we have visible here, but this is a tiny portion of the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
That you
This
can
is
explore in
how
this game.
big the world is.
Having that the topographical details on the map too are hugely important. It's like when you look at it when you're sitting there staring at your map and trying to figure out how to get somewhere, you can see obviously if you have huge elevation gains that you have to get over, planning your route becomes really important.
Yep. And just for the Treehouse Live, Mr. Aonuma gave us a very
Oh, yeah, that's
special
right.
board. So we can actually use the paraglider in this one. So I'm going to try to take the scenic route.
You're going in the drink. You're going in the water.
Oh, maybe not.
No.
We're going to make it.
Maybe. I will make it. I will make it. Yes. That's it. Oh, wait. There's something here. Is that-
Resources.
Shiny.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's actually one thing I found really useful about being able to plan your location before you actually get going, because the number of times I've gotten waylaid by collecting stuff or hunting, or I'm just
Yeah.
totally off of where I intended to go, and then I can check and be like, oh yeah, I was supposed to go over there. I should get back to that when I'm done collecting stuff.
No, that happens all the time. Like every nook and cranny. I mean, it's not like you're going to find, this incredible sword around every nook and cranny, but there's always something. It's like whether it's an apple or it's something that you're going to use later on. There's secrets everywhere. So
Yep.
you get really distracted.
And I collect everything I see.
I feel like I just saw Bill doing a naked speed run down this path. Like, luckily we're going a different route. He went down the path. We're going up.
Yep, we're going to the different direction. Oops. So this is actually the peak or the cliff Link first come out from the Resurrection Cave, I think. That's where it was, I think.
Yeah.
And he came up right here.
Hey, in case anybody's wondering too, because we obviously just went through Mr. Aonuma's section. The first time you pick something up, it stops and tells you what it is, but thereafter, if you pick up the same item, you're not going to get interrupted with sort of that little text bubble telling you what it is. You
Yeah,
just pick it up and just keep rolling.
Okay. So my destination is actually behind me, but I'm going to try to go around this cave and do some climbing and jumping.
I
love to do that.
It's so interesting how with this game, so much of it is being able to take your adventure into your own hands,
Yep.
do whatever you want to do, go where you want to go.
Yep.
And starting the game, one of the first things you can do is just run yourself off the
Dive off the cliff. Yeah, I totally did that.
Yeah,
Wait.
I found I've made many entertaining mistakes as I've been exploring, and I got a little maybe overenthusiastic.
But I mean, somebody could have, instead of going down that path as the game sort of gently guides you to do, somebody could have just taken a left out of that cave and come right up here if they wanted to.
Yep.
And then they'd get in
You
trouble.
decided what to do. Oh, wait.
Oh, Chico,
I
come
noticed
on.
it. Oh, really? I missed him.
Chico, it
That
should be
was
noted
gone.
for those of you guys who are watching, Chico likes to shoot everything that moves, but you don't have to do that, of course. Obviously,
It is.
you can survive and play this entire game without hunting innocent animals like
So-
Chico. Well, no, and
Just
bad
for the
animals.
heck of
Bad
it, I'm
animals.
an animal lover, so, you know.
Girls got to eat.
And actually, this is something that folks probably noticed during the Aonuma segment, that this area is really taken over by bokoblins. So you have to be really careful as you're running around these hills.
Like
there
that
are all
one?
these little encampments that you can run across. And depending on which direction you come at them from, you could be climbing from the other way, crest that hill, and suddenly you're smack in the middle of this camp.
Yeah. These
They
guys have a
are-
really sweet camp. Look at
yeah.
the view from that camp. That is where I would camp.
And they have meat. I want meat.
Nice roll.
So much for their peaceful
Oh.
camping.
Oh, you missed it.
Oh.
They got their attention, though.
Wait.
That's all right. They're stupid.
Yeah. They're not.
They might just
They're like, that was just an
blue
exploding
shiny
grasshopper. Yeah, it just went over there and blew up.
Oh.
Nice roll.
It's called, maybe not. I think there's a really
I think you got a
there
good.
taking it.
Oh man, Chico's
Just
taking it in her own hands.
Oh. I wanted to get them
Oh,
before
they
they
got
get
the
that weapon, but
Oh, no. Oh, he went over the side. Chico, come on.
what? I'm just trying to
These
get
dudes are
their
chilling. They're like,
meat.
we got our permit, we got our giant hunk of meat. We're gonna have a little camp.
They were
Oh,
looking
Look
forward to
at
such a
that
good
meat.
time.
no, they're
right?
bad. They're bad
Look,
creatures.
look at this giant meat.
Yeah,
It's
you gotta,
glistening.
You gotta grab that.
Yes, I have.
Looks so delicious.
Haha.
Oh, seared. Well, would have been a good meal for him.
Yeah, well, I will enjoy it for them.
Finders keepers. They're no longer here, so
Dude,
it's all
this-
Chico's.
They
And
look
now you're gonna burn their stuff. That's
Yep.
good. Sort
Just
of
to
a.
make sure. Haha. You
Oh, there's
can
pro- yeah,
set fire on that
Oh, there
thing.
might be something in there.
Maybe. I should wait.
Yeah, it's so interesting when we saw the that rolling issue we were having over that crest there, but
No.
you really have to take physics into account
Oh, yeah.
whenever you're doing anything in this
look,
game.
Look at that. There's something more.
Oh yeah, go down there.
Well, it's going to have a really real effect on what's going on.
Stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
So this is ore. You can of course whale on this. You could also blow it up. Various
Oh, that's
minerals
right.
and other things.
Yeah. I should do that.
You gotta
That's
save that
easier.
axe. It's like you might need that. Maybe a square bomb.
Wait. Wait. I have to change it. Okay. So there are two different types of remote bomb in this one, and the square one is much easier to just keep it in place. Oops, I won't do it.
And the spheres, unfortunately, were all
Whoa.
that shadows.
Oh, aha.
Big old cloud just went overhead.
Actually, can we look up for a second? I just want to see if that cloud's...
Yeah, hold on.
It might have been a zeppelin. I'm just kidding. There's no zeppelins in this game. Just
don't
weather, I
you can see
think.
that.
It's fast, it's good. I was a little worried a storm was rolling in and everything was going to start getting all slippery. And
There's another
difficult to
camp
navigate.
over there. So one of the different things about this game is that many of the bokoblins actually live in the camp instead of just scattering
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, that's true. You'll run into some monsters that are just sort of wandering the
Oh, yeah.
environment, but they actually have their own little communities. They'll gather in camps and
Yep. Just having fun until
chilling.
Link comes over.
Making
Starts
their
to take
evil
of giant
plots.
meat.
And like Chico's showing right here, right now, it's that you have all this environment to explore and at your own pace, and you can just climb everything and just try to investigate in different ways and take different paths. It's not linear or anything. You
Yep.
just choose your own adventure.
And there's
And-
so much hidden goodness to find.
Right.
So if
to
that cliff had
explore.
been higher, like her stamina wheel basically, it allowed her to get that high. But like if that had been a higher cliff, you probably would have had to find another
Yeah,
way around.
So I
Exactly.
kind of have to know like what's my limit before I start climbing up.
Getting into some serious elevation here.
Look
I
at
love this about the
that.
game. It feels like look around for just 1 second, Chico. I love how the natural progression of the environment sort of looks like you would expect sort of as you go up into like sort of mountain meadows and stuff like that. You'd expect the trees to change. You know, you'd expect some more like sort of wild meadows, and then as you get into an area with snow, it's like the transitions feel really like a
yeah.
natural world to me.
Looking in that other direction, there's a very ominous direction on the
Yeah,
horizon.
let's not go there today.
Yeah.
Stay
Let's try to
here
stay
where
on the
it's-
plateau.
There's no
safer.
bokoblins. Oh, wait, I couldn't take that.
I don't know if we're going to be able to stop Chico from just sort of going and
I
attacking
just
everything
like
she
to
sees.
collect things.
That's all right. No, it's good. Especially because it illustrates that you really can approach this 1,000 different ways. I mean, the last one you sort of sent in some bombs to introduce yourself to him, but didn't have to.
Oh, he sees.
Sentry. He doesn't see you.
And actually,
He definitely doesn't see you now.
the enemy AI is really interesting because depending on what you're fighting,
Did they notice me?
these
Yeah.
guys behave a certain way. Different enemies will behave more aggressively or more cautiously. But I think we noticed in
And
an
he had
earlier
the
section
fire.
there with that first camp where they actually hadn't
He
picked up their
set me on
weapons yet. So
fire.
if you've been able to get involved
Really?
before they grab their weapons, it might have been easier, but then they have a chance to grab their gear.
totally.
They actually grab each other's gear.
Yeah, if you sneak in and grab their weapons, they basically sit there and try to pick up dirt.
Oh yeah, before rocks that you won't. They're just like, come on,
Yeah, this thing, stay
get out
away
of my
from me.
camp.
Or you can, Chico just used an axe there, which you can actually use to knock shields out of enemy hands. The heavier weapons can knock out shields. Then picked up his weapons, and now it's like, what is this dude going to do? He's not going to do anything.
Oh, there's my.
Yeah, check him out. Dude,
It's just
I think that was
right.
dirt. That might have been some dirt.
Let's call it dirt.
Yeah, I think it was
It
dirt.
seems safe.
Oh, there's a straggler
Better
there.
than something more unpleasant.
Yep.
And it's actually interesting too that right now we're fighting during a fairly nice sunny clear day, but how this would go and also how the bokoblins would behave might be very different if we came back here at night or if we came here during different weather.
That's right. A lot of enemies sleep at night. You can sneak in, steal all their stuff. You could sneak out afterwards too if you want, but in general, I'm sure Chico wouldn't do that. She would leave no sleeping enemies alive.
Yeah.
And so what happened right there, obviously, is Chico cleared the entire area out, and this particular camp had a chest that was locked and was tied to the enemies around it. So when you
that's
defeat them, nice. That's an upgrade.
But essentially, you can interact with everything in this environment. Like, there's steel boxes on the screen right now. Just Chico can't really interact with them, but later on in the later segments, we'll talk about like how you can open it.
Oh, that terrain over there is so cool.
Yeah, it looks sort of like desert buttes. Not going there today. We are staying on the plateau.
Yeah. But there's this suspicious rocks or stone pillar, so of course I'm going to try to climb up on that thing. Oh, and there's another treehouse.
Oh, wow.
These guys have really built it up. They got a nice place.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that actually is really nice. They got the deluxe camp.
Yeah, it's a better one.
Yeah, look at
I'm
that.
not
They
sure
got like
Chico's
they got.
gonna let that one stand or not.
You can burn that entire camp down, Chico.
I don't know. Maybe.
Come in like an avenging
Maybe.
fury.
Oh,
I need to take them out first.
Are you
Make
gonna
sure I
make
can
it
do it.
out
I
there?
will.
Alright.
Nate, have some
you got
faith.
enough stamina?
She's gonna get it. Yeah, she's got it.
I've actually found that's one of the things that's been really fun about all of us being able to play at work and the different experiences that we've had in the game, and really just comparing notes about how different the experience can be, where certain people are really focused on just rampant destruction and waging a one-man war against the goblins. Other folks are focusing more on hunting or exploring, and depending on how you choose to focus your adventure, it's so different.
Yep.
And just talking to people, like I can talk to any other person in the office, and we've had a completely different experience with the game.
Yeah, totally. So Chico was just while we were talking about that, Chico basically scouted this camp with her Sheikah slate, and you can see that actually by identifying the individual enemies, you can see how strong they are. And yeah, it looks like there's a serious one back there.
Yeah.
I don't think you may not be geared up to do
Nah,
that.
not right now.
Give it a pass.
So
Probably
yeah, I
move
should.
along.
Let's go.
For
Let's go to the peak.
Yeah.
You can also see that she's got, once she marked that spot on her map, you can see it down on the mini map. So even if it's not specifically in the little radius of your immediate map, you'll at least have a beacon to go.
Oh, actually, since those guys will probably be fun to fight maybe later if we have time, would it be worth marking them on the map so we can keep track of where they are?
First, she's got to get geared up. Chico is very cold right now.
It's always so sad to see Link like
Yeah, that animation makes
completely
you feel really
freezing.
Yeah, but before I go, I definitely want to map that thing. I think it was on this side.
Yeah, that's it right there.
So I'm going to use the
Skull.
Skull.
Go skull.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So
To
now
be killed later.
That's death. You don't want to go
I
there.
don't know. Wait, do I have it better? Yep.
So what Chico just did, obviously, was she went into a colder zone. You can see from the temperature gauge there that she went somewhere that was beyond sort of her current clothing, and you're going to lose health if you don't gear up or otherwise warm yourself. Clothing is only one way that you can do it, but for the purpose of this demo, she put on a nice little tunic.
Yep.
Well,
It's easier for me to focus on traveling.
why don't you take a dip in that lake? You ever do that?
Huh?
Polar bear? Polar bear club. Come on.
Refreshing, I guess.
No polar bear club.
No. When you play, you can do it.
Those look like shoes. What is that stuff?
Oh, you're right.
Choo-choo jelly. Sweet. Lot of stuff in this game. I don't even know what that stuff does. I've been playing this game forever. Have you ever made anything out of jelly? You got to be able to make something out of it.
I don't know, cooking?
So we kind of touched on it, but maybe we could talk about how with this game, like the weather changes and it actually affects like the gameplay itself.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, I mean, among other things, it makes it so that nobody's going to have the same experience in this particular area. I mean, if you come into an area when it's at night and raining, it may be a totally different experience than when you come in there broad daylight. The enemies will be behaving differently. The terrain behaves differently. I mean, sudden downpours can put out campfires and stuff like that. So it really is dynamic.
Comes up is because that was the first time I picked up that specific item. Once I picked up that one again, the second time it's not going to show up, so
Right.
you don't have to worry about seeing that over and over.
Yeah, you get a nice description once you pick it up, but then you're done. You
Yeah.
can see it in your menu if you want to, but
I actually like seeing that when I find a new item because that way, like, I know what the the damage level is, or what kind of things it is, how can I use it. So that's a good information to know.
yeah.
Okay, looks like there's another bokoblin camp over there.
Yeah, we mentioned this in the last segment. We're picking on the poor bokoblins this time. That's because
Right.
they're the predominant enemy in this Great Plateau area. There are lots of other enemies to mess with in the
yeah.
world at large, but these guys are going to get all of it for now.
And then maybe some of you noticed that on the right bottom there's a purple thing, like a gauge moving. That's a sound gauge. So when I move around, I make noise that moves a lot more. And if I walk around just like this, it makes even bigger movement. Oh, I moved too close.
Oh, ooh, they're suspicious.
No, I don't want you to notice me. So
Right.
I'm now crouching down, trying to be a little more sneaky. And there's another innocent bokoblins, enjoying their
Well, not
evening.
innocent.
Well,
They're
that's true. They
horrible
will come
people.
after me. So no, they're not people.
They're
not
horrible
people.
things.
Yes, monsters.
Horrible monsters.
This is another way to use a honeybee. They're basically naked, so when they see the bees actually go after them, and they don't like it. So when they see the bees, they actually go after it. Ah, sorry, I'm a little busy right now. Oops. Need to change it to something else.
Switch it up. The one-handed sword.
Oh no, this guy's.
Nice.
Oh, you got him though.
Oh, nice.
Sorry. And the weapons do break, so you want to make sure that you pick up enemies' weapons, so you have enough stash for you to prepare for the next battle. And you can only have limited number of weapons in your slots. So like just now, I'm trying to pick it up, I can't because I already have enough. So that time I have to decide, do I want to keep the one I have, or do I want to swap it to the one I just found? So I'm just gonna lose that one and get the another one. And of course, pick up the honeybee.
The cool thing is when you find a new weapon too, you can immediately see what the new stats are. So you can kind of decide on the fly, is this better, is this worse, do I leave it, do I grab it, so.
Okay. And then also at nighttime, daytime and nighttime, the animals and then the enemies you see will be different. So, oh, sunset fireflies.
So,
So let's see if I see
wildlife
different
setting
enemies. Yeah.
based on
Yeah,
based
it looks
on time of
different
day.
too from where we were exploring earlier too. Oops. So now there's more.
That's some Stalbokoblin. Yep.
Ah, missed it.
Nice.
Oh.
Headshot.
I like the fact they're using the rock.
Yeah,
And
he
then
didn't have
the
a
other,
weapon.
See, the other guy was waiting for the other guys to lose his head so he can take it.
They're so crafty. If they don't have a weapon, they'll just dig up a rock to throw at you. Anything to hurt you.
Yeah.
Yes, the Bokoblin arm.
I know, that's your favorite.
This is
isn't
my
it?
favorite.
Audrey's favorite, yes.
I'm going to make her equip it at some point. He's a little busy right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he lost his head.
Sorry.
Oh, you can see the hand crawling across the
I
ground.
know. Pick me up, pick me up. Okay, so let me change it to something else. Oh. So I'm using a spear, and then the movement is a little bit different. It kind of,
It's really fast.
Yep. So when the enemy's having spear, it's much better to use that than the sword, of course. Okay. I'm gonna explore and try to see if there's any more enemies.
Now's a good time to equip the arm. I'm just throwing it out there. If you wanted to, just real
Did I pick it
quick.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yay, look.
Audrey's favorite.
It's wiggling still.
Look.
I'm sorry, I'm easily amused. And if he puts it on his back, it gets all wiggly
Yeah.
and grabby and yep.
Yep. Like trying to,
you
take
know,
something.
Terrifying.
I don't know.
it's a big fan of Link, you know. Okay, that's
So
all I had to say. I just wanted to see the arm wiggle a little. Go about your business.
So there's another bokoblin camp. This one looks a little bit different, so I want to kind of show how it looks from the front. If I can sneak up to them.
And again, this is one of those things, you know,
Oh, wait.
as people are adventuring, people are exploring,
there's
everyone's
guardians
kind of
over
taking
there.
their own takes on different things. You see this camp, and you know you could rush right in. There's different ways to do this, and Chico's going to kind of take us around to give us a full survey of the land here. So we're going to get a good look at how things are set up here.
There's more big meat over there too. But yes,
You're gonna take their steak
I
too.
will come to them later. The thing is that they actually go to sleep at nighttime, so right now they're sleeping over there, so they don't even know I'm right here waiting to pick up their meat.
Steal their weapons
Yep,
and their
yep.
food while they're
Yep, yep, yep,
sleeping.
yep.
Devious.
So it looks like a skull-shaped, I don't know, what do you call it, like house?
Yeah, they've got a skull house.
Skull House,
You know,
yeah.
to each their own. It's okay.
It was a big sitcom in the 80s. Skull House.
And then I don't know if I mentioned it, but
Oh,
did I?
careful.
Oops.
Well,
I should have done it right. I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna hide it so they're not gonna notice.
Mm.
they're
gonna hide.
suspicious,
Incoming
but
They're
Peace.
suspicious.
you can't fool that guy
Oh,
though.
that's right.
He knows what's up. Yes.
Everybody go to sleep.
Hit him with
Nothing
the
is
wiggle
happening.
arm.
Nothing is happening. Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. La la la.
Yeah. They do that.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Relax. Nothing to see here.
Okay. So it looks like there's a explosive in there too. Oops, what I'm doing.
So you're gonna let them sleep peacefully, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Oh.
Let sleeping bokoblins lie.
I made a mistake.
You alerted them, and
Oh, no, it didn't work, didn't it?
Okay, they're suspicious, but they're okay.
Oh, I'm so
they're
bad
gonna
at this right now.
now.
Fine.
Just have to find another way to blow them up. Just get right in there. Oh. I don't know if there were big red barrels, which always means explosions in video
so
games.
I wanted to use the lamp to do that one, but I just had a stage flight. Oh well.
Hey, you got the explosion.
Yeah.
That's what
Again,
counts.
Yeah.
there's multiple ways to solve the puzzles and then
It's true.
enemies, defeat enemies. So I just tried that.
Yeah.
I was just doing it. I was intentionally making mistakes.
Thinking on the fly.
Yes.
And now you can steal their treasure.
Yes.
Great.
Oh, see? So I got the new soldier's broadsword, which is 14 instead of 5.
Nice
So,
upgrade.
just seeing that screen, they really help what I got. That will help. Oh, no, I can't take it, so I have to change. Is it Audrey, is it okay for me to leave
It's
the
okay. We had our
arm?
fun.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
sorry.
sweet
Audrey
arm.
has been satisfied.
Yes. You can just stay there wiggling
Still
forever.
wiggling. I love it.
But yeah, the guy you killed was really powerful bokoblin, so he dropped a really powerful sword.
Okay.
10 arrows. Don't sneeze on those arrows. You're gonna need those.
I do. Okay, I'm gonna go get the meat.
Look up at the stars in the sky. It's so
I
pretty.
know, isn't it pretty?
Really
so
pretty
peaceful.
at night. Yeah.
Those bokoblins just having a nice dream. They have no idea what I'm trying to do.
Now they're gonna go into the big sleep. It'll be a natural transition.
So I have a fire arrow and bomb arrow. Which one should I use?
Maybe a bomb arrow.
Bomb? Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Did it? Oh.
Yes.
Ah.
Fireworks.
So, some people might really like to just jump into the battle and then try to kill them with a sword and stuff. But sometimes, like a person like me who's not good at battle, I just like to be sneaky and try to shoot like explosive at them
Sure.
and just take them.
Get them from a distance.
Ooh, they're bokoblins.
You want to
Fire.
exploit the fact that bokoblins seem to have an affinity for sleeping next to highly flammable barrels.
It's true.
I mean, it only makes sense.
Yes, it wasn't my fault.
They're maybe not the smartest monsters.
So, there's apple. It's always important to have enough food so you can restore your health.
More food, the better.
Oh, bokoblin. Oh, style bokoblin. Ah.
Get in there.
Nice.
Change it to different one. There's the
Oh, the
farmer's
pitchfork.
Yes.
Even pitchfork will be very
Little Hyrule
helpful.
Gothic.
Where's the head? Where's head? Oh, head's. Oh, head is still there. Okay. He's going to use his own arm. His friend's arm. Wait.
His own friend.
I know.
But you've used so many different kinds of weapons so far, and this is just a small sampling of the different kinds of weapons in the game. There's just so many different
So many, and you
kinds
kind
to
of
play
have to
with.
make a choice which one to take.
Oh.
These guys just there. Again, I'm just going to be
Chance to use the environment to wreak some havoc
Using
here.
The environment is
we go.
important.
It's away.
Did I miss the whole
now
thing?
they're coming
Really?
after you.
Fine.
Oh, nice.
Ha!
Nice.
That's better
well done,
anyway.
Chico. That's style points.
You got them. Oh,
Ah.
careful. He was gloating.
Nice.
What a jerk.
So I love that move that you can do when you're leaping and sort of stall time with that.
So whenever you're trying to jump off from the higher cliff, try to use the arrow. Then you go into that mode where you can kind of slow down the time, so you have better time to kind of concentrate and try to focus on where to shoot.
It's really cool.
You
It
can do that
feels
from-
really good too.
Yeah, you can do that from really high up too,
Yeah.
and it's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
epic.
So as you might have noticed, that I use a lot of bow and arrow, and sometimes I run out of my arrows. So what I do is actually try to pick up the ones my enemy dropped, and make sure I have enough.
You can kind of taunt them to keep
Yeah, yeah.
shooting at you.
Hey, this way.
It's a dangerous game,
It
but
is.
it's cheap,
It
easy
can
way
be.
to get arrows.
Exactly. See?
See? Boom.
Come on. Thank you.
Stay on the move.
They're playing right into your hand.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
okay. I'm busy. I'm gonna go. Oh, sorry. I wasn't meant to do that.
Chico's going for pure style here. No substance, all style.
we respect that.
Nice.
All different kinds of ways to play this game.
On the way to here, I saw the Guardian, so I kind of want to be there. Make sure I get there before our
Yeah.
time runs out.
Anyone watching the previous segment, I told him what's what. Yep.
Did he?
By
Did you-
running, running really
Running as
fast.
fast as my stamina wheel would carry me.
I think he got the point though. He's pretty terrified.
Let me try it. Where is it? Where is it? Am I still far away?
There he is.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go. There you go. He's over there. I'm going to do this.
I believe in you, Chico.
Yes.
So we're entering a new area here. The
That one's
Eastern
not
Abbey.
moving. That one looks good. Let's go.
We got all these guardian relics around.
Oh, he's waking up.
Uh-oh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
He's grumpy when he wakes up.
Ah, no. Again, there's always a way
Your
to-
bow's gonna break.
Really? It will? Ah, fine.
It's okay. You got what?
How much
5
did you get off of
damage?
them?
That
Yeah.
is true. And I
Can you scope him out?
oh yeah, that's right. I should
let's
do that
see.
first to make sure.
Yeah.
So this will give us a little analysis of his hit points, breakdown.
480.
500.
Okay.
I don't
think
know.
you can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah. So one other thing you can do with the weapon is actually you can throw the weapon like that, and
It'll give
What
you
I-
a critical hit if you actually landed on
that
them.
is true. Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Good way to get rid
But-
of weapons that are about to break.
But what I can do
Oh.
now is actually
So speaking of freedom and weapons, this is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen anyone do.
attack! Attack!
And death.
You've got a quarter heart.
I'm not dead.
You need
Oh,
to
no,
eat
you're still
something
alive.
I still have
right
time.
now.
And I have food.
Okay.
Haha.
There you go. Nice. Run,
That
run.
was a fine
learned.
strategy.
Yes.
It was a great strategy.
It
It's a
is
really
good one.
creative strategy.
It
is
is.
what it is.
I think it'll ultimately get him.
Ah! No, wait. I don't have weapons left.
As we keep saying, you can play this game however you want.
you want.
You can even throw your weapons using magnesis.
I don't have weapons.
Oh,
You don't even have a tree branch, Chico.
just run! Run!
Designers, instead of kind of trying to make one spec or one feature available, they try to really recreate nature as is within the game. And within that step, there's a lot of things that came up. And so there wasn't anything that I specifically requested. It all came from the development, the programmers and the designers.
でこう拡張していく自然に大きなものが出来上がっていくという方にざーっとものが進んでいくんですけど、意外とそれができていくことで細かいディテールの部分が仕上がっていって、でディテールを見ると意外と新しい発見があるんですね。どうも動きそうな岩と動かなさそうな岩が見てなんとなく雰囲気で分かるとかね。
So now, as we're trying to create this massive world, we noticed that during that step, we realized a lot of the small, minute details are being polished as well. So when you're playing the game, you know, there's all these details and things that you just kind of notice and stumble upon. For example, like you know, when you look at pieces of rock or stone, some of them you kind of know that you can't move, and some of them look suspiciously movable, and you just kind of have this feeling.
I just don't have anything near me for. Oh, wait.
なんか見つけて。
There's one.
I mean, it definitely is such a rich,
Maybe not.
immersive experience.
No, that's
It
too
feels
good.
so good. Bill bringing up the chunk of meat looking like the one from the NES reminded me of, you know, that was one of my first great video game moments as a kid, was going into that cave scene, grumble, and being like, oh, okay, here's a puzzle. This is something to figure out. And then remembering, because I had the manual memorized at that point, because that was all the literature we had back then. I was like, oh, I bet you he's hungry. Oh, there's meat there. It's just like, like my first little light bulb going off. I still remember that moment very clearly.
初代ゼルダで肉を与えるパズルがあったんですけど、それを初めて解いた時に本当に自分の中でやったっていう感覚が出て、本当ゼルダのアイテムゲットのつもりの中でました。
Yeah, and this was an example here again of, you know, in the original NES Zelda game, sometimes there were those conspicuous spots where you knew you could place a bomb. In that game, sometimes you had to tap the wall to see if the sound was different. But here in Breath of the Wild, it's really interesting because they've done such a very good job, as Miyamoto was pointing out, of how the walls are designed in a way that they give you a little bit of a hint that maybe you can blow it up. But there have also been plenty of times where I've had to experiment and see if it actually can happen.
おっしゃったように見た目で分かるところもあれば、でも実際にやってみないと分からない。
そうですね。雰囲気で分かるところもあります。
Yeah, it's kind of a gut feeling you have when you look at it.
So I'm curious, Miyamoto-san, have you been surprised as you watch members of the dev team play this game, seeing the different approaches they take, or maybe them playing the game in ways that other members of the team didn't really expect?
開発現場を見てきた宮本さんの中で、開発者がこれをプレイしていろんなプレイの仕方があるんですけど、こういったプレイの面白かったとか、一般の人はこういったプレイをしないだろうなっていうプレイの仕方など見ましたでしょうか。
そうですね。まだ攻略しきれてないので分かんないんですけども、例えば馬をうまく使ってっていう馬を使って、どの乗り物でどういう武器を使って遊ぶとか、それからすごく上手になると時計を止める、スローにする、いやうまくプレーをするとスローになるんですね。そういうところをどんどん上手い人のを見てると参考になって。
You know, so I actually haven't beat the game, so there's a lot that I'm still discovering as well. But you know, I'm just looking at some of the development team play this. You know how they use different types of vehicles and what weapons to use when they're riding those vehicles, and then also like the horse basically. And also, you know, if you're really good at playing, like you saw earlier, you can go into the slow motion effect. So seeing that kind of high level gameplay is really, I learned a lot from it.
からこの登るとかもあるんですけどね、ここ体力があるので登りきれないかも分かんないですけど、そう登る方法とか、登らずに裏側から行くとか、例えば敵の砦なんかでも正面から行くんじゃなくて裏側から入っていったり、だからこれからいろんなワープとかいろんな技ができてくると、いろんなルートが開発されるんですね。
So you know, even with climbing, you got to keep an eye out for the stamina gauge, so you make sure that you have places to rest when you going up, or maybe you could just go all the way around and go from the back. And likewise, when you're maybe attacking the enemy camp, you don't need to go from the entrance. You can go back around and attack from the backside. So really, there's a lot that, and as more and more features get unlocked, there's a lot of more ways to play the game and solve these puzzles.
Now, Miyamoto-san, one of the inspirations that you had for The Legend of Zelda came from your early days in the Boy Scouts. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
はい。今聞こえました。そうですね。昔ね、最初のゼルダを作ってる時に、子供の頃ボーイスカウトでね、いろんなハイキングをしたり、それからオリエンテーリングをしたり。それで山の上に登ってその山の上にすごい湖が伸びすごい感動したことを思い出したんですね。だからその頃の思い出でゼルダを作ったりゼルダを遊んでて思い出したでそのシーンが今度はもうさらに拡大されて、山に実際自分が行ってあるところからそこまでにしましょう。
So when I was a child, I was in the Boy Scout and I used to do hiking and orienteering. And there was a time when I was climbing the mountain and it cleared up into this beautiful lake. And when I saw a scene similar to that original Zelda, it brought me back to that. And now looking at this Zelda, it's even more grander than it was before.
だからルートを攻略しながらこう山の上まで行ってでこっちへ行く目的地があるんですけどちょっとこっちにも興味があって行った時にいつ戻ればいいのかってだんだん自分で不安になってくるっていうけど意外とそれがね短時間の間にいろんなシミュレーションができるのがこの大地の魅力だと思います。
And when you're climbing a mountain, you have a destination, but then something strikes your interest, so you kind of go off the path. And then, there's a lot of interesting things out there, but then you start to wonder, wait, when am I supposed to go back? Am I going to be able to go back? But then that kind of feeling is recreated here. And what's great about this game is within a short period of time, you're able to really explore a lot, and there's a lot to explore in this.
And that's one of the things that I love about the game is that just like the original NES Zelda game, it's very easy to kind of wander off your path or get lost in the world and find yourself in an area where the enemies are way beyond your skill level.
Right.
And then you've got to decide if you want to try to fight it out or if you want to try to turn around and run back.
初代ゼルダのように自由に行けるのでちょっと強すぎるところにも行ってしまってどうやって戻るか分かんなくなる時が
そうですね。これあれですよね。今チコさんうちわで仰いでこの部のうちわで船を進めてますけどね。
So Chico's waving the fan with the cork fan to move forward in the raft here.
こういう今度自分で進める引っかかってる。
引っかかってますね。
自分で進めるイカダっていうのはねこれ今物理で計算で引っかかってしまってるんですけども8ビットの頃からこうイカダに乗ったらスッと進むとかうちわで仰ぐとかいうネタはいろいろあるんですけども今回そういう漫画のようなこと嘘のようなこと漫画のようなことを全部本物の物理でやるとすごい新しい魅力があるんですね。こんなこと起こるわけないんですけど嘘のような本当をやる。
Like when Chico is stuck there, it's because of the physics engine of this game. But then, obviously you can't actually swing a fan and propel yourself on a raft. And these are all kind of comic book-like effects. But taking that and applying that into a physics engine creates this whole new experience. It's very fun to watch.
Of course, in the original NES Zelda game, Link somehow had a raft that he carried around with him. But in this case, you'll have to find the raft in the lake and ride it across.
そうですね。だから見つけたのにうちわを持ってないから慌てて取りに行かない。
You might find the raft and you realize, oh no, I don't have a fan, so you got to go back and go grab it.
I'm hoping that maybe working on this game has given the members of the development team maybe a budding interest in hiking and maybe joining you on a trip. I think like a dev team field trip sounds like it would be amazing once everybody's had a chance to play this game.
Some team building.
チームビルディング、調査で開発でハイキング行ったりとか、ラフティング行ったりとか楽しそうですね。
はい、そうですね。
Maybe hide copies of the game and they have to go hunt them out on a mountain.
ちょっと難しいと思いました。
Tough enemies.
Oh, Chico's on
Shake it
ice.
off, Chico, shake it off.
I had a tough.
僕はねこういう矢を使って戦うとかねするとね必ずその後で矢を拾って回る。
When I use arrows to fight enemies, I always make sure to pick up all the arrows that I use.
特にミスして撃ったやつは後から拾って集めて、
Especially the ones that I miss, I go back and grab them.
だから数が少なくなってくると敵にわざと撃たせて敵が撃ったやつを後から集めてもらう。
Or when I start running out of arrows, I let the enemy shoot arrows at me and then go and grab those and make them my own.
すごい慎重なプレーヤー。
I'm very a cautious player.
It's a very economical.
Absolutely.
It may surprise you, but I'm somewhat of a reckless player.
We've seen that.
We all know.
He goes chopping up some firewood here.
I don't know if I have flint though.
This is actually one of the other things that I love about the game is that, you know, certainly in the original 8-bit Zelda game, the team did an amazing job of using the limited color palettes and the limited graphics at the time to depict a very fully realized world with a lot of different terrain. And we see that again here in Breath of the Wild, but to an exponential degree. And you see it just in the style of trees that we've seen so far, with the forest down below to the fir trees up here in the mountains. It's really impressive.
初代のゼルダでは限られた色と限られたフィックスでやってたんですが、それで実現された世界ですが、今回比べ物にならないぐらいいろいろな種類があって、木だけでもいろいろな種類があってすごい。
森に行くと本当に森のように見えるし、森に行くとキノコとかがたくさんあるんですよね。
So if you go to the forest, it really does look like a forest. You can get things like mushrooms from the forest.
おお、引っかかった。
It goes without saying, but it really is. This game is so beautiful. It looks so good.
本当に美しいゲームですね。
いいんじゃない?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm against the current, so I can't go.
Yeah. So.
Miyamoto-san, since we were talking about the fact that you've been really involved in making sure that all the animations and the movement feels really good, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the temperature system and your thoughts on that, because that's really interesting as far as how it affects Link as he's traveling through the world.
先ほどリングが自然に動けるっていうのを監修されてたっておっしゃっていたんですが、温度に関してもどのようにリングが影響されるかについてお話しいただきます。
そうですね、これはもうほとんど現場のディレクターたちが作っていってるんですけども、山の上の方に行くと気温が低くなりますよね。そうするとちょっと暖かくなれるものを食べたらとかで、今度のゲームは服もね、ものすごい種類の服があるんですけども、それが暑いところと寒いところのために準備されてたり、それからそれを食べ物で補うっていうアイディアも入ってるんですね。
You know, so this is actually an idea that came out just entirely from the directors and the development team. So as, for example, as you're climbing a mountain, the taller you go, the higher you go, the colder it gets. So you have to prepare yourself by eating food that gives you cold resistance. And this game has a plethora of different clothes that you can wear. And so that helps you prepare for any kind of environment that you're going towards. And then so there's a element of preparing yourself by having the right clothes, and there's also an element of preparing yourself by eating the right food.
I feel like this probably all harkens back to your Boy Scout days some way, yet again.
From the Boy Scout
being prepared. Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, always be.
So I know the animation when Link's cold and you look at him and you just feel so
Oh, when he's shivering, yes.
Yeah, I was just torturing him by taking
chattering.
his clothes off.
Yeah.
ここでは脱がない方がいい。
So don't take your clothes off here.
Sure. I think people like when they're playing with it and they noticed if he wasn't wearing boots and he's cold, you actually see his toes get red as he's shivering and you're I'm so sorry.
Mr. Miyamoto, was there anything else you wanted to add in terms of the stories of the development of the NES game or anything related to this game?
初代の開発についてのお話であったり、今回の開発についてのお話だったりありますでしょうか、他に。
そうですね、いろいろ現場とやり取りをして、結構ね、僕は今度ね、食べ物の材料の種類とかすごい多いんですね。で、アイテムの数もすごい多いんです。で、それをこの組み合わせ、この組み合わせて、いろんな組み合わせを楽しむっていうのはみんな好きみたいで、僕その面倒くさくて嫌っていうふうに結構対立しながら作ってたんですけども、だんだんと仕上がってくると、今までのゼルダっていうのはルピーを集めるんですけど、ルピー集めても使い道がないとか言われたんですけど、それがね結構厚みを持ったので、ルピーを集める以外のものも集めてルピーに置き換えたりしながら、本当にバランスのいいゲームになってきたと思います。
You know, so as we're, there's a lot of back and forth with the dev team, and there's a lot of items, a lot of ingredients that you can collect. and I'm kind of a lazy person, so it's kind of a pain to mess with all that. And so there's a little back and forth with the development team. But as it's becoming more and more polished, I realize there's a lot of fun, a lot of joy to be had in there. And there's just really a lot you can do with all of the options that you have in this game.
And
Cool.
Speaking of options, check it out. Nice moves, Chico.
Well, thank you, Miyamoto-san, so much for joining us and sharing some stories about the development of the original game and how this is kind of bringing us back around to the roots of the Zelda series. It's really cool.